Okay, family, I'm back at it again with another quick affiliate marketing food for action moment. Now, in this affiliate marketing food for action moment, we're going to get a little specific. I'm going to talk to a specific group of people that's in a specific niche. Now, this right here is something that I decided to look into because I have a close friend, dare I say, my brother. He's actually in the industry that we all should love and appreciate because it's the industry that actually fuels the country, the world as a whole. It's the trucking industry. Now, it's something that's so valuable and such a industry that should be appreciated that it has certain barriers, it has a lot of pluses, it has some minuses, but it is something that is essential to life itself. So, with that being said, we all should understand the importance of a truck driver, of being able to move goods from one part of the country all the way across to the other part of the country, whether it's groceries, whether it's any of your appliances in your home, maybe it is your home itself. Everything is being moved through the trucking industry. So, first, let me start off with this document that's behind me. I want to give this out to a select group of people who might find this interesting. And hopefully, this might open up the dialogue for a little conversation as to if you're interested in becoming a truck driver. Is this really the industry for you? Is it as great an industry from a profit standpoint as you once might have thought it was? Maybe it's not the same as it is nowadays. Uh, but we're going to go through some things here that might open your eyes to the trucking industry. So let me start off once again. We have this at the top. You have a red stop sign. I want you guys to pay attention. This right here is the reality check on traditional trucking business. First off, once again, major respect to the trucking industry. Trucking is the lifeblood of the economy, but before dropping 150K on a rig or getting buried in maintenance, insurance, fuel, and licensing costs, here's what you really need to know. So, as we go through this, we're going to learn some things about this amazing industry. Some things you're going to like, some things you're not going to like. If you're in this industry, maybe you can relate to some of these things, and this reigns true to your experience. If you are in the industry and maybe some of the things that I'm saying is not complete, I'll definitely feel free to comment below your ideas and your thoughts on what's being discussed. I always welcome the feedback, and I'm always having conversations, like I said, with my brother about this industry that he loves and he wants to help improve. So every piece of feedback is always helpful. This is not just a document that's just a random thing. This is something that's being put together with some thought, with some people in mind. Of course, we always do things with the purpose. First, we start off with what is the problem? What is the major problem that needs to be solved? Who are the people that we can help who having these problems? So this is real life. I know someone who may possibly want the solution to a possible problem that they're having. And if it's one person having a problem, I bet there's 100, maybe 1,000, or maybe 1,000,000 other people who are possibly thinking about this industry as a whole. So let's go. Traditional trucking cost and challenges. All right, so we have the truck purchase. That's going to be the most expensive thing, right? 120,000 to 200,000 new, or 40K to 80K used, with risk, of course. Now, in a lot of cases, I've heard even lower prices than the 40K. Now, of course, if you do that, the cheaper the vehicle is, the more risk involved. Or it could be cheap and well maintained, and it could outlast the 120,000 or the $200,000 brand new vehicle purchase. So it's really up in the air. But statistically and realistically speaking, the cheaper it is, the faster it's going to break, or the more investment into one of the major issues we're going to get into, what that's going to cost you, right? So we have the truck cost, then we have the fuel. Hopefully you plan on doing a lot of good business and doing a whole lot of driving, because driving and getting those miles in is what's going to help you earn that big salary, all that income that we know or that we expect to earn from this amazing industry. So if you plan on making a lot of money, plan on spending a lot of money on fuel. So fuel, 70,000 plus a year, depending on mileage. That right there is something that a lot of people may not even really consider. Think about 70,000 just in fuel costs. Now we're looking at earning 70,000 minimum. We're not thinking about the expenses involved, especially something that could be upwards of 70,000, depending on, mileage, situational things. Let's say you have multiple trucks, you're going from the East Coast to the West Coast constantly, or you're keeping it local, right? Next thing you have is your insurance. 10,000 to 18,000 a year for owner operators. So that right there, that could range a lot more depending on if you're brand new, if you have some years of experience behind your belt, if they treat you like they treat people in the regular driving world. You're under 25, that insurance is going to be higher. Once when you get older or you get more experience, it gets less expensive, right? So in this industry, it's not anything different. So 10,000 to 18,000 a year might be keeping it conservative. Then we get to that other major part, the maintenance and repairs. $15,000 plus per year, wear and tear is brutal. Now, I was talking to my brother just a couple of days ago, and he was having an issue with his vehicle. And the issue actually resulted in around $2,500 worth of repairs. And $1,600 of that was just tires. It wasn't tires for the whole vehicle, for all the tires. It was just for 4 tires on the truck, the 4 front tires. So we're looking at something that was $2,500, and it, of course, we're not talking about engine or anything like that. We're talking about what actually meets the road. The tires was a major part. And of course, if we're putting a lot of miles, if we're spending a lot of fuel, then we're doing a lot of wear and tear on the tires. So the more we actually do business, the better we actually do in business, the more miles that we put on the vehicle, the more fuel we'll actually end up spending money on, right? So we'll start spending more money on fuel. We'll start wearing and tearing more on things like tires. So these things will start to go up kind of and, parallel to each other. So you look at two things that's going to hurt each other kind of at the same time, based off of each other, right? And then you have things like DOT compliance and paperwork. Now, I know with my brother, he has just about every license that you can imagine in this industry. His purpose and his mission was to become an expert in his field. Now, the thing about us is that we don't just get involved in something and just to get involved and be half-assed with it. We get involved with things and we decide to take advantage of it to the fullest extent, to become professionals, to master everything that we do and touch. So just like myself, my brother, he's the same. He got into this industry and he learned more within a couple of years. And I say a couple of years, 2 years, than most people in this industry will possibly learn in 10 or 20 years. So you have things like DOT compliance and paperwork. You have other licenses and things like that if you want to advance past being just a CDL driver, right? So you have time away from family. That could be crushing to a lot of people. You have freight competition. Big companies dominate lanes and rates. So if your company is handling that, then cool. You don't have to really worry about that. Besides the times when you're sitting stuck somewhere and you don't have a load that's going to keep you going, then you might get a little worried, start calling the company, finding out why am I still sitting. But if you're starting your own business and you have to worry about this yourself, that can become a major headache when you yourself may not personally have the connections to get freight going, to be able to get those loads. There might be too many big companies out there dominating lanes, and you being new, you may not know how to get into those lanes. And then we have income variability. So slow months crush revenue, especially without dedicated contracts. So if you don't have those, then boom, everything else falls by the wayside. So if you don't have contracts, then you're not moving. Then okay, the positive is you're not doing a whole lot of miles, so that you're not spending a lot on fuel. But if you're not doing a lot of miles, then you're not earning a lot of money. So everything is working together and working against each other, right? So you might become your own boss, but you're also inheriting every expense, every risk in 100-hour weeks. That freedom costs a lot more than people realize. So I started out by telling you about how valuable this industry is. And it is valuable. It's the lifeblood, as it's stated, for the world as a whole. And it's that for a reason. It requires a lot. It requires you to be a professional. It requires you to do things that the majority of people will not want to do. And if you're willing to do it, I commend you. Those few people that decide to put on these boots, so to speak, and touch the pavement with these boots or these rubber tires, these tires hitting the pavement daily, weekly, weeks at a time, being out away from their family and friends, we commend you. But let me ask you this. Is there a smarter play? Might be. Is there a play that we definitely believe that you should be involved in if you are a current truck driver? Yes, there is, because I think there's something that can help supplement what you're doing. Now, with that being said, this is not something that I recommend as far as being a replacement for truck driving, because nothing can replace truck driving. It's a necessity. So we have to have people driving trucks. But we do need some other people who are in the trucking industry, who may not really want to be in the trucking industry, might want to transition out of it. We need them to know of other options for them to help them either supplement what they're doing if they're experiencing income variability, if they're experiencing freight competition and they know that some weeks they're not going to be able to get loads. You need to find this right here, the smarter play, which is affiliate marketing. Now, I want you to imagine building a profitable business around trucking without buying a truck. You already know the industry inside and out. That experience is your gold mine. What if you promoted products to truckers online instead? What if you could build content, social media, blog, YouTube, etc.? Do things that help other truckers solve problems and get paid every time they buy gear or tools using your link. Now, this is something way different from what you may be currently experienced in. You're used to driving the truck. You're not used to pressing the keyboard. But this right here may be something that you learn to love. if it eliminates a lot of those other issues that you're currently experiencing. The key to success is finding the problem, providing the solution. But if you're the person that has the problem, you have to be able to identify what could be a possible solution for yourself and take that solution on. Now, if you're interested in learning more about affiliate marketing, getting access to this document here and going a little bit farther, learning more about the smarter play of affiliate marketing. Now, no matter what industry you're in, whether it's the trucking industry, whether it's the food industry, whatever, there is a lane in affiliate marketing that you can jump in that will help you. And if you choose to, I will be more than happy to help you jump in that lane and be able to get that smarter play accomplished. So with that, I'm not gonna talk you guys' heads off, as my cat is over here. He's just woken up from his nap, and I'm about to jump into another live webinar session. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this quick affiliate marketing food for action moment, specifically targeted at truck drivers, but hopefully anyone in any industry will see the helpful information here and see how you can possibly do things like this. For example, as you can see what's right here behind me, examples of products you could promote on Amazon, for example: dash cams, CB radios, GPS units, seat cushions, fridge units, beds, things that truck drivers would need, right? You can be that solution. You can be the source of resolving their pain. And the simple way of being able to do this is by learning the valuable skills. Now, if you're interested in learning the skills, which are the final piece to the puzzle, once when you get the knowledge of what you can do, now you have to learn exactly how to apply that knowledge and be able to use it. What are the tools that you need in order to get this accomplished? If you want to know what those tools are and the skills you need, I want you to comment HUSTLE. I'm going to send you access to an exclusive training that's going to let you know all of the details so that you get an idea of how you can turn this particular information into helpful and profitable information for yourself. And with that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Know what you know, and know what you know before you enter that room.
I started as a seed in the coldest dirt. No sunlight, no promise, just pain and work. But I pushed through, broke ground, saw the rain. Now I'm reaching for the sky, never stunting my gains. Some stop at the stump, stay stuck in the shade. Comfort kills vision, now they fade where they laid. Others grow tall, straight up, no spread. But without no branches, that growth is dead. Me, I want roots deep, branches wide, a foundation strong so my people can thrive. Fruits of my labor feeding those who stay near. Long after I'm gone, my presence still here. Grow slow, grow strong, spread out, live long. Be the tree that they stand under when the world feel wrong. If you stun, you fade. If you rush, you break. Build the roots, bear the fruit, leave a mark they can take. Ain't no shortcuts when you planting your wealth. If you ain't trying to grow, you just stunting yourself. Some wanna shine quick, reach for the fame, but the first strong wind gon' dismantle they name. See, I move different, soul rich, mind gifted. Watch me bloom in the drought, never wilted. You stuck in the box, ain't stretching your limbs. Trying to flex with no roots, but the storm coming in. Now I'm branching out, different paths, different lanes. Multiple streams, every leaf got a gain. Legacy in motion, I ain't building for the now. Plant seeds so my name stay tall in the clouds. Grow slow, grow strong, spread out, live long. Be the tree that they stand under when the world feel wrong. If you stun, you fade. If you rush, you break. Build the roots, bear the fruit, leave a mark they can take. You ever seen a forest Forest catch fire in the night. It start with one spark, then it spread out of sight. That's what my vision do. My mind stay lit, turn one little thought to a movement real quick. Some trees burn out, get chopped down, they ain't last, but the wise ones replant, then grow back fast. You wanna get rich first, get your mind right, cause money don't fix a foundation too light. I build legacy, wealth beyond gold. A tree so strong that my roots won't fold. You could be the same, but it take that grind. You gon' bloom when the season and the time both align.
Grow slow, grow strong, spread out, live long. Be the tree that they stand under when the world feel wrong. If you stunt, you fade. If you rush, you break. Build the roots, bear the fruit, leave a mark they can take.
I ain't tryna just grow, I'm tryna expand. Plant the knowledge, put the tools in their hands. Be the tree that shelters, that guides, that stands. Cause a seed ain't enough if it don't touch land.
Grow slow, grow strong, spread out, live long. Be the tree that they stand under when the world feel wrong. If you stunt, you fade. If you rush, you break. Build the roots, bear the fruit, leave a mark they can take.